Hey guys, so update on the Cresselia video. I was wrong. The story is real. Kinda. Let me explain. So, like I said last time, I heard about this Cresselia story from two big YouTubers about a guy who got disqualified from the Pokemon Worlds tournament last year because his Cresselia from all the way back in Generation 5 was hacked. I couldn't find any main source of this story anywhere. I looked on YouTube, nothing. I looked on Google, nothing. I couldn't find anything about this Cresselia player anywhere until I was scrolling on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and I thought of something. What if I search on Twitter? And that's what I did, and once I did that, BAM! I found him. Look, I would never know to look on Twitter. I barely go on there. Anyways, the Cresselia player is, I'm just gonna call him Hitmon for short. So Hitmon has been playing VGC for a while now, and has been using his same Cresselia for years at previous world tournaments. But the real story is a bit different from the one we heard from others. We were told that a guy had traded for a Cresselia from all the way back in Generation 5. He used it in many other world tournaments and never got in trouble with it. Until last year at Worlds, when he got disqualified because the Cresselia he was using was hacked. And there was absolutely no way of him knowing this. After this, he was so disappointed that he just quit Pokemon altogether. That's the story we were told, but what I'm about to tell you now is most likely the true story. August 11th, 2023. Hitmon was doing well for himself at the Worlds tournament that year. He was about to defeat his opponent and advance to day 2, until a judge came over and told him that they found something wrong with some of his Pokemon. They advanced the other player to day 2 instead of Hitmon. This was most likely the last match of the day, so unlike what Alpharad said,
Bad for this guy. I don't remember his name. Wolfie told me about him. He was 5-0.
he did not go 5-0. He was most likely just making it to day 2 with a possible 5-2, since 5-2 was the most you needed to cut. This loss due to hacked Pokemon made Hitmon heartbroken. To be so close to day 2 and get it taken away from you like that must have really sucked. Hitmon was using a Cresselia based team. Like what people online have been saying, yes, the judges did say there was issues with his Cresselia, but the judges also said there were issues with his Iron Hands as well. So Hitmon actually had 2 hacked Pokemon on his team. After this, Hitmon was understandably upset. He lost one of the most important games ever due to hacked Pokemon on his team that he wasn't aware of. He vented a bit on Twitter about it, where he gave away some of his shiny Paradox Pokemon and said this might be the last Pokemon tournament that he ever goes to. In a bit of a Twitter argument he had with someone, the person pretty much tells him that he should have known that his Pokemon were hacked. And Hitmon tells them that there's no way to see if a Pokemon is legit or not. This might be where the bigger YouTubers got this from. The fact that there is no way to check and see if your Pokemon are hacked.
How do you even test to see if a Pokemon was hacked? Asks Bobby. With hacks.
He had a Cresselia that he had been trading up since Generation 5. At Hack Check at Yokohama, he learned that many years ago, somewhere along the line of players that had it before him, someone had actually modified that Cresselia. The only way he could have checked that Cresselia? By using PK Hex.
After Worlds and everything kind of cooled down, things seem to be going alright for Hitmon. And he is still playing Pokemon. So, what do I think about all this? Well, there are a few things that are not really clear, like if the Cresselia is actually from a friend he got from way back in Black and White. It might be true since he has Pokemon Black and White. He also showed everyone his Pokepaste on Twitter, letting us actually see his team. From what I've seen, I think that this guy only has Pokemon Scarlet and not Violet. hence why he only had Scarlet Paradox shiny Pokemon, and the fact that his Iron Hands was also found to be hacked. He most likely got it from a friend. But now, for something that I actually wanted to do, and that is to finally see this Cresselia. So it has 0 attack IVs, so it's already kind of hard to get. I actually got a Cresselia like this. It took me about, I kid you not, 2.5 days to get from Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Sparkling Pearl. But it might be way easier to get in Pokemon Black and White. And here are some pictures that Hitmon took of his Pokemon on his team. And oh no. I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't give him the benefit of the doubt. The Cresselia is 0 attack IVs and shiny. It's already hard enough to get a normal Cresselia with 0 attack IVs, but for it to also be shiny is insane. And we know that this Cresselia was not RNG manipulated, because Freezeye, a YouTuber who got his Pokemon from I'm a Blissey that RNG'd most of the Pokemon on his team, including his shiny Cresselia, had no issues at the same tournament. This Cresselia was definitely not modified either. Who on earth is going to spend a bunch of time shiny hunting a Cresselia and then modify it? The chances of that actually happening are very slim. I don't know where Pokemon Challenges got that information from.
Hack check at Yokohama, he learned that many years ago, somewhere along the line of players that had it before him, someone had actually modified that Cresselia.
Yeah, no, this Cresselia was most likely hacked. Alpharad was right about that. And not just a Cresselia on his team was shiny, but his whole team is shiny, including the hacked Iron Hands. If it was a normal 0 attack IV Cresselia and you didn't know that it was hacked or modified, then I would give you the benefit of the doubt. But this Cresselia looks like it came from 2012 Worlds with all the other shiny hacked Pokemon. Look, I don't think that Hitmon is a bad actor. He didn't hack in the Pokemon he got, but took the fall for those that did. My only message to Hitmon is that be really careful with those that you trust. I know that there are a lot of nice people in the VGC community, but that doesn't mean that they are always telling the truth about where they got their Pokemon from. You got tricked into using a hacked Cresselia from all those years ago, and recently got tricked into using a hacked Iron Hands. You seem like a really cool and nice guy. I know that you know that it's really easy to get competitive, legit Pokemon. And I know that you can get all these Mon yourself, from trainer to trainer, as someone who doesn't get their competitive Pokemon from anywhere else. Yes, I got other games. Why? Because I want to win. Your Pokemon are your responsibility. It's not wise to go to a tournament and battle both your opponent and the official rules. But yeah, like I said before, be careful who you trade with, and I hope for the best for you in future tournaments. Well, we finally came to a conclusion to the Cresselia story. I know that there are a few loose ends here and there, but I got to see the guy's team and research the story myself. And with that being said, this is Thaz, signing out.